Hello folks, how are we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Key. We are live for a big Super Sunday of football today. We're going to be watching two games back to back. First up, Sunderland Tottenham. Second up, Chelsea City, the big one in the title race, big one in the race for the Champions League. Chelsea can't really afford to drop much more points, can they? They're really struggling at the minute, Chelsea. City, on the other hand, have got a massive opportunity to close the gap on Arsenal. That's going to be massive later. But first up, let's not detract from what a wonderful game this one's going to be. First up, Roberto De Zerbi's first game in charge of Tottenham. I don't really know what to expect. Apparently, Roberto De Zerbi, when he's gone to other clubs, I've heard conflicting things. I've heard that he is a very fast starter. And I've also heard that at other clubs he's been quite a bit of a middling starter, a bit of a slow starter. So Spurs can't really afford a slow start, can they? They need to get straight into it, and he's got to use all of his motivation skills, his man management skills to get the players right up for this one. We'll be going through the lineups, we'll be going through all of that, talking shortly about the teams, the team news, and it's 20 minutes or so to kick off. How are we all doing, everyone? Good to see you. Jellyfish, Sarah, how's it going? Do you know what it was? Do you know what my issue was today? Do you know why I'm late? I know I'm late sometimes anyway, but do you know why I'm late today? Because for some reason, on a Super Sunday, it's always 2 and 4:30, isn't it? 2, 4:30, 2, 4:30. I know that. But for some reason, in my stupid thick head today, I woke up and went, oh, it's 2:30 kickoff, isn't it? Yeah, 2:30 kickoff. So I'm sat here, getting the quiz ready and everything, getting everything going, thinking, oh, I'll be sound, got another 15 minutes or so. Whoops. So we're all good to go, but we're fixed and we're ready and we're live. Jellyfish, how's it going? Have you heard that Robbo might be going back to Celtic? I thought Fabrizio Romano said that Robbo's agreed to move to Spurs. I thought he was going to Spurs. Right, how are we all feeling anyway? More importantly, let me know in the chat. Get your name, get your vibes in today. What are you feeling? It's a Super Sunday. How are we feeling after yesterday's results? What do we think of today's fixtures? Because it's not just these two, obviously. These are the two we're watching. Sunderland, Tottenham, Chelsea, Man City later. But there's Forest and Villa. What a game that is. Crystal Palace, Newcastle. All of those teams have got a massive amount riding on these fixtures today. Palace and Newcastle will still fancy they've got an outside chance for Europe. Villa certainly will want to get Champions League football. And Nottingham Forest obviously can't afford a slip up if Spurs win today. So Forest will be up against it. There's just so many subplots going on. Kieran, United fan, lots of love. Really appreciate, mate. Thank you for being a Premier League Dad member for 1 month today. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate your support of the channel. Thank you so much, everyone. Jellyfish, you already had the times on the incoming vids last night. I know. I knew it. Good morning, normal guy. How's it going? I'm fantastic with the Liverpool win. That's the main thing. Score do you think for Forest Villa, Ben? I think 1-1. 1-1. Yeah. Forest will keep it tight, but I think they can nick something there. So I'm going to go Forest 1-1. Arsenal got the quad bottle on. Happy Super Sunday. How's it going, Claydon? Boring Premier League this weekend, says Reese. Yeah, Arsenal fans not feeling so excited by it this weekend. Panashista, who do you think will be dropped from the lineup for LFC for the Tuesday game? I think it'll be a full change again. I think they'll probably change again. Ekatiki probably comes back in, maybe. Maybe Isak comes back in. I don't know, but I think that front three will look very different. It'd be amazing to see whether or not he goes with Rio, whether he goes with Salah. But for the first time, really, this season, it feels like we've actually got options. He's not had options all season. So it's nice to kind of see he's got options now. MUFC J25, I've just checked the table, and Crisis Liverpool are now only 3 points behind us. Yeah, 3 points behind United. That's it. We're in dire straits, but we're only 3 points behind United. It could all change tomorrow with Leeds. Shea, Forest win, Sunderland win, City and Chelsea draw, and Palace Newcastle draw. That's my prediction today, Key. Fair enough. Moon One, did you have the curry last night? I did, yes. I did. I got a chicken. Did I get a chicken? Yes, chicken. It was chicken, I guess. It was chicken. It was like a mixed chicken and lamb. Chicken and lamb tikka tamarind. That was my tea last night after the live's finished. Villa 1, Forest 0. It's at Forest, you know, Claydon. It is at Forest, so that might just change things. Arsenal in trouble, says David Black. What was I going to say? Should we do a quick pre-match quiz? I've got a quick pre-match quiz. It's nothing fantastic, but I have got a quick pre-match quiz we can fly through. I also got bought this for my birthday yesterday. Premier League quiz book, 92 to 2005. So we might lean on that at some point in the live. But can you name for me the top 10 Premier League appearance holders? Top 10 Premier League appearance holders with either a hyphen name or a double barrel name. So, two names. Basically, yeah, two names. Let's say that. Two names they've got to have. What did they have on the back of the shirt? Was it two names or did it have a hyphen? That's what I'm talking about. Double barrel or hyphenated names. Can you tell me the top 10 with the most appearances in Premier League history? Trent Alexander-Arnold is correct. Yes, Trent Alexander-Arnold is correct. Not Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. No, Floyd is his middle name. Jimmy is his first name. Hasselbank is his surname. So Hasselbank is the name. That wouldn't count. Same as like Idrissa Gana Gay or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or John Arne Riise. Those don't count because they're not double barrel names. They're just how the player, how the player says it. But it's not actually the name. Sean Wright-Phillips is correct. Yep, Sean Wright-Phillips. Trent Alexander-Arnold, both of those correct. Sean Wright-Phillips is third. Trent Alexander-Arnold is seventh. Can you give me some more? Van Dijk. Yes, Van Dijk is correct, but he is not, believe it or not, in the top 10. Ward-Prowse. Yes, Ward-Prowse is first. Not Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi is correct, but it's not. That is not not one that would feature in the top 10. Not Son Heung-min. Not Van Persie. Not Asu Ikoto. Again, all of those. Well, Van Persie and Asu Ikoto are correct, but Son is his surname. Son is his surname. It's Korean. Well, it's actually Eastern Asian custom to have the surname first and the first names last. So Son is his surname. Van der Sar would be 3, wouldn't it? So not Van der Sar. Not Van Nistelrooy is correct, but it's not in the top 10. Calvert-Lewin is correct, though. Calvert-Lewin is 6th. Would Ji-Sung Park count? It would then, yes, by that logic, but he's not in the top 10. Ji-Sung Park would absolutely count. Morten Gamst Pedersen is a good answer, but it's not in the top 10. Obi Mikel, whether or not that would be included, I don't know. I don't think it would. Mikel was his surname, wasn't it? That was what was on the back of his shirt. So so far you've got Ward-Prowse, you've got Wright-Phillips, you've got Calvert-Lewin, and you've got Alexander-Arnold. I need some more from you. Are there any goalkeepers? No goalkeepers. No goalkeepers. Floyd Patterson, no. Not Strand Larson, no. Oxlade-Chamberlain is correct, though. Oxlade-Chamberlain is correct. Mo Yassine, well done. Well done. Jason Parker got Oxlade-Chamberlain as well. Not JJ Okocha. No, JJ was his first name. Okocha was his last. Loftus-Cheek would be right, but it's not in the top 10. Wan-Bissaka is right, though. Wan-Bissaka is 9th. Wan-Bissaka is correct. So you've got Wan-Bissaka, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Alexander-Arnold, Calvert-Lewin, Wright-Phillips, Ward-Prowse. I need 1, 2, 3, 4 more. You've got 6 out of 10 so far. What we're looking for is double barrel or hyphenated names, the top 10 appearance holders in Premier League history of those brackets. Gibbs White is right. It would be correct, but it's not in the top 10. AJ, who are you watching today? We're watching Sunderland Tottenham, followed by Chelsea Man City. Callum Hudson-Odoi is a good shout, but it's not in the top 10. Ben Arthur, again, good shout, not in the top 10. Kane, will we see a different Spurs today? I think we will. I think Spurs will stay up. I think Spurs might even win this one today. Dewsbury Hall, again, good shout, but not in the top 10. Not Bradley Wright-Phillips, but Matt Le Tissier. Le Tissier is correct. Van Bronckhorst would be right, but it's not in the top 10. Sarah says, Obi is an Igbo traditional name, not a surname. Walker Peters, yeah, very good shout, but it's not in the top 10. There's 3 left to get. And of the 3 that there are left to get, 2 of them are left backs. That might help. There's 3 left to get, 2 of them are left backs. Not Santa Cruz. Roque Santa Cruz would be correct, but it's not in the top 10. Van Dijk, not in the top 10. Correct shout, but not in the top 10. No, not Hasselbank. Hasselbank's the surname. Ben Davis. No. We're looking for double barrel or hyphenated names in Premier League history, the top 10 appearance holders with either double barrel or hyphenated names. So far, you've got Wan-Bissaka, who's 9th. You've not got 10th. You've got Wan-Bissaka, who's 9th. You've got Oxlade-Chamberlain, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Matt Le Tissier. You've not got 4th. You've got Sean Wright-Phillips. You've not got 2nd. And you have got James Ward-Prowse. Not Borthwick Jackson, no. Not Ait Nouri. Not Hudson-Odoi. Kevin De Bruyne, there you go. Kevin De Bruyne is 4th. So I now just need 2 more from you. One of them is Dutch. One of them is a Dutch. In fact, both of them are fullbacks. I'll say that. Both of them are fullbacks. One of them is Dutch. One of them is English. Not Walker Peters. Van Aanholt is correct. He is 10th. Van Aanholt, Wan-Bissaka, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Alexander-Arnold, Calvert-Lewin, Le Tissier, De Bruyne, Wright-Phillips. Number 2, you've not yet got, and number 1 is James Ward-Prowse. So I need one more from you. It's a fullback, an English fullback with either a double barrel or hyphenated name that has got a lot more appearances. More appearances in the Premier League than De Bruyne. There you go. Ben's got it. It's Graham Lasseau. Graham Lasseau, part of that England World Cup squad in 1998. Not a big fan of Robbie Fowler, my hero. But Graham Lasseau is 2nd. There you go. There's a little pre-match quiz. 5 minutes to kick off. Sunderland Tottenham at the Stadium of Light. Here we go. If you've not already, get your likes in. Make sure you've liked. If you're watching this and you've not yet clicked like, you're letting the side down. Hit the like button. Let people know that it's not a bad channel. You don't mind watching it from time to time. And if you've not already subscribed, please do so. We're very close to kickoff. Let's go through the answers. The lineups. The lineups for this one. I've got all of the other games on updates, so as soon as there's goals in the Palace-Newcastle game or the Forest-Villa game, we'll know about it. But we're going to be watching Sunderland-Tottenham here. We'll also keep an eye out on the lineups for the Chelsea-City game. But for Sunderland-Tottenham, it's Robin Ruffs in goal, Luca 9, Mukiele, Aldrete and Mandava at the back. Siddiqui, Xhaka, Diarra at midfield. Lots of energy, pace and physicality in there, isn't there? Chris Rigg and Lefay are in the... They're kind of tucked in. They're quite narrow, them. So it's almost a midfield 5. There's not a lot of width in that Sunderland side, is there? I think Régis Le Bris is banking on the fact that maybe Spurs aren't going to play very wide. They're going to play through the sort of the width of the penalty area. And this one, based on that lineup, I've got to say, I actually think this one could be a very, very tight game. Maybe a 0-0. Maybe a 0-0. There's not a lot of pace in that side. Brian Brobby starts up front. For Tottenham, it's Kinski in goal. Kinski in goal. What do we make of that? Kinski starts, Vicario obviously being out, but Kinski comes in, Udogie, Van der Ven, Romero and Porro, Gallagher, Gray and Bergvall midfield. Good to see Lucas Bergvall back in, really like him. Gallagher, Gray, Bergvall midfield, and then it's Richarlison, Solanke and Kolo Muani. It's a very forward-thinking, attacking side from De Zerbi, and I think it has to be. I just wonder whether or not they've got the width to really stretch Sunderland. I think what we're going to see is a lot of high balls, a lot of second balls, picking up the balls in midfield, and it just kind of being a bit of a scrap, this one. I'm going for it. I'm going for a 0-0 or a 1-0 either side. I'm calling it now. I think this one's going to be a low-scoring one. That Spurs team is horrible on paper. Rangers have won 6-3 against Falkirk. Wowzers. Slipsky. Serda, how's it going? They need this win, but will they deserve it? I think so, yes. I think they've got it. I think they've got this, Spurs. Wrexham lost 2-0. Not a big... That's a very big scoreline for Wrexham to try and turn round. They're getting into the back end of the Championship now, and yeah, they're now 4 points from Hull. I'll be honest, I think that Championship playoff places are now looking pretty much secured, aren't they? Hull, Southampton, Borough and Millwall all pretty much confirmed as top six, sorry. And I think Ipswich, Coventry are almost certain automatic. So Coventry, Ipswich and one of Millwall, Borough, Southampton and Hull is almost likely to be the ones to come up next year. Let me know in the chat which ones you're thinking it might be. Ronnie Dodge, AK being a crap week. Find out who, sorry, who's that? Got thyroid cancer, but hopefully she'll get through it. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. Really sorry to hear that. Bloody awful news. I'm sorry to hear that, Ronnie. I hope everything goes okay. Yeah, not really. There's the good thing is, hopefully you're in the right place at the end of the day. You've got a great NHS system, and they look after you. Having gone through something very, very similar with another family member who's gone through something very, very similar recently. They're absolutely brilliant. We massively undervalue them in this country. Your mum, sorry, well, bloody hell, yeah, sorry, mate. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't even know. Oh, hang on a minute. Sorry, what am I saying? 3-star red city ground or a happy hunting ground for Villa? It's not. No, not at all. I don't even know, Keem. You mustn't forget the pitch was dry yesterday, according to Jokeres. Yeah, that was one of the excuses they rolled out yesterday. Timbo, I wonder who would be top 10 appearances for people whose name is two names. Jesus Christ. That's a very niche quiz, isn't it? MUFCJ, we need Villa to drop points today. And oh yeah, Liverpool and United fans on the same page today. We're all cheering for a Villa defeat. Here we go. Let's get the game underway. Long ball forward from Kinski. Spurs play it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Funny how their song is literally North London forever, whatever the weather. But the pitch was too dry. Yes. Yeah, that's a very valid point. K2, Key, am I crazy to say I want Arteta sacked even if he scams the title? We're nowhere near good enough from open play and it's down to his team selection. I'll level with you, mate. Yes, I think you are crazy. I think you are crazy if you want Arteta sacked if he wins you the title. Yes, I do, absolutely. I do. In fact, I'll go as far as saying I think you're mad if you want Arteta sacked, even if he doesn't win you the title. I don't know. And that's not to say that I think he's doing a good job. I've gone on record to say many, many times that I don't think he's a brilliant manager, and I think he's spent a lot of money, and he's had a lot of control and power. Spurs into the area, pulls it back, must be. Oh, how have they kept that out? Spurs with a strike. Oh, good save. Fast start from Spurs. 90 seconds in, and they might well have been in front. DK Schrute, how comes you never exaggerate when Liverpool lose or concede? You're so quiet when Liverpool lose. How come you've got a picture of Michael from The Office as your profile picture? I'll answer mine if you answer yours. Timbo, Arteta's done a brilliant job. Look at the team he took over. Everyone's spent loads. He's definitely progressed Arsenal forward. I just think, as football fans, we're all very impatient, aren't we? And I feel like patience is a virtue, and you should try and stick with the manager. Oh, this is a big chance. Richarlison away. Spurs. Oh, unlucky. Swifty, hello. Hello, Key. Sorry, Ethan. Good to see you, Ethan. Swifty says we are decimated by injuries and lost 4-0 yesterday to our promotion rivals. That's football. There's no patience with modern football fans anymore. Did Arsenal fans get salmonella from the lunches they brought yesterday? Because he's Dwight K. Schrute. K2, we have the best squad in the league, though the title should be won anyway, in my opinion. And I agree. I would agree absolutely that if Arsenal don't win the league, then they've massively messed up again, and they'll have to take their medicine. But do I think that sacking the manager is necessarily the way to go? No, I don't think it is. I think you've still got to kind of stick with him and see that through. I'm not sure that you can sack a manager who continuously has you in title races and continuously gets you very, very, very close. It's so difficult to win a league title. And yeah, he's made some mistakes. But he's a young manager. This is kind of what you took on board. He's not an experienced manager who's been involved in loads and loads of title races. He's never been at the helm. He's never had to make those decisions. This is his education, isn't it? You're involved in his education as a manager. He was very inexperienced, and he's adapting, he's learning, and as a result, he might well be a better manager as a result. He's going to have to change his philosophy a lot, though, because it ain't working. Timbo, having just praised Arteta, he's also the most annoying man in football, so I'd be very happy to see them bottle it. Yeah, I'm not a massive Arteta fan. Sam, hey Key, City win the league this afternoon. Oh mate, I'm rooting for you. That's why I've got the old City blue lights behind me. I'm ready. I'm backing you to the hilts. If not for my old mate Sam, nothing else. Ahmed says, Key, I'm going to watch your reaction on the Chelsea game for the first time today. All I know is that you hate Arsenal more than Chelsea. I promise you I don't. I hate Chelsea definitely more than Arsenal. Strike from Richarlison. Ooh, better. Adam says, but no club has ever stuffed up this late, being that far in front. It's embarrassing. I know, but I don't think embarrassing necessarily means that you sack the manager. The manager's almost paying for. Do you know what he's paying for? If he does get sacked, and I don't think he will, but if he was to be sacked, and any Arsenal fans who claim he should be sacked, do you know what he's actually paying the price for? You guys running your mouth earlier this season. I still think, for what it's worth, that Arsenal will win the league, right? But if you don't, Arteta isn't going to get sacked because he finishes second. He's going to get sacked because you men went out and ran your mouth for 6 months saying we've got it in the bag, North London forever, running everyone else down, taking the mick out of everyone. And now, if the chickens come home to roost, it's going to be poetic. It's going to be poetic. I don't think that will happen, by the way. I still do think Arsenal win the league. But if you don't, Oh, it's goodness me. Goodness gracious me. Sunderland with a corner. Timbo Ferguson's United were 8 points ahead in 11-12 with like 5 games left. Shit happens. I think it'll come down to the last game. I think we've got to wait and see how they respond to these last few games. Ball whipped in. Kinski, good touch from the goalkeeper. That's better from the goalie. I'm really rooting for this young man, by the way. It's a shame after what happened to him against Atletico Madrid. I think it's... You want to see a player's career bounce back. This is his first appearance, right? Is this his first appearance for Spurs since that game? Yeah, I'm kind of rooting for him. It was a horrible moment, that. Horrible, horrible moment. Damo, every time I scroll past your live, you're talking about Arsenal, any other teams in the league, maybe your own. Damo, I'll level with you, mate. I think that's just a lack of understanding on your part as to how algorithms work. Yeah, the algorithm will serve you things that you like. I assume you're an Arsenal fan. If you're an Arsenal fan, you'll probably see things that are being discussed about Arsenal. That's kind of how it works. You won't generally be shown things that aren't Arsenal related. City of Northville, if they sacked Arteta, he likely gets picked right up by another top 6 team, and then they have to face an angry Arteta over and over that probably thrashes them. Yeah, I mean, listen, would he go back to City? I just wonder. Clips Market, why do you think views have dropped post-international break? It's dead easy. Well, I mean, for me in particular, it's dead easy. I know what it is with me. I don't know about other people. I don't know if other people have had views drop after the international break. It might be because of Aintree and the Masters, maybe a little bit of that. But for me in particular, my issue is that I stream every single day, whereas other football watch-along channels don't, right? So when the international break happens, they tend to stop. They tend to have a week or two off, whereas I am still streaming York City and Gateshead and all these other games. And unfortunately, what happens with that, not all the time, but sometimes when international breaks come around, all these big platforms, they see me getting massive views. We get massive views on our channel for like Barcelona, Newcastle, Real Madrid, Manchester City. Those 2 games alone got over 350, 400,000 views together, right? So we get all those big views for those games, and then all of a sudden, a few days later, we're watching York City and Gateshead. And there's only a few thousand people really actually interested in watching that. Unfortunately, that's the scope of the popularity of the National League at the minute. It's a lot less popular than Barcelona and Real Madrid in the Champions League. So that disparity causes the system, the algorithm, to freak out. It goes, we've sent all this loads and loads of impressions to this channel, and then all of a sudden, people have stopped clicking on it. And actually, it's nothing to do with anything that's going on really in the world other than the fact that the fixture's changed. And yeah, it sometimes just causes it to freak out. Usually resets after 3 to 5 streams. So it'll be quiet in here for a little bit. It'll be quiet in here for about a week or maybe even 2 weeks. Who knows? But it'll be quiet for a little bit. It'll reset. Clips Market, it's not just you though. It's everyone. Is it really? Is it actually everyone? I don't know. I'll be honest, mate. I don't maybe look around at what other people are getting perhaps as much as I should. I just kind of enjoy the games and watch them with everyone and see what happens. But yeah, I have absolutely noticed that the views have been a little bit lower. But it's not something I'm panicking about because it has happened before, and it's usually immediately after international breaks. So what happens is the international break, you get loads of views before, nothing during the international break really, comparatively. Algorithm freaks out and it panics and goes, right, we need to start testing this guy on a smaller sample size just so we're not sending him more impressions than he can handle. And that's what happens. So it should be fine. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure it'll be fine. Shahid, hello Key, hello Sarah and Julius and everyone in the chat. Interesting match, especially for Spurs. Jellyfish, are you doing the World Cup? I am indeed. Yes, I'll be live for 81 games across 39 days in the World Cup. I'm getting my sleep schedule ready. I'm going to be up, staying awake until about 6 a.m, 7 a.m. in the morning. And then going to bed, waking up at 3, 4 in the afternoon. Just so I can do the night shift. Because all the games, for the World Cup. All of them pretty much are, unfortunately, 2, 3 a.m. Swifty says, Gray, Gallagher and Bergvall is at least some legs in the midfield for Spurs. They've started well, Spurs, opening 10-15 here. What are we saying? XX, my name is Tao. Wow, I thought Ben Bloom does a great job covering championship games, but this channel takes staying tuned to soccer matches to another level. You have a new subscriber. Wow, I love that. That's very much appreciated, mate. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing that. And yeah, we do National League, we do Championship, we did League 2 a lot over the international break. We cover a game every single day. Man United Leeds tomorrow, Liverpool PSG Tuesday, Wednesday's Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. Thursday we're going to be watching Forest against Porto in the Europa League, and then Friday we're back to the Championship to see Coventry maybe get promotion secured and maybe the title. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. They play Blackburn at Ewood Park, so lots and lots of very interesting games coming up. Timbo, did you watch listen, I always have to refer back to that just because of the big disparity in what other channels tend to watch. Damo wasn't a hate comment either. I understand why you rage bait Arsenal fans. It's literally easy money. I mean, I think if that's your misconception, it is a misconception, by the way. It's absolutely not easy money. I think you're mistaken in just how much money is in this. It's really not a lot. Not at my level, anyway. And actually, I don't watch all Arsenal games. I don't rage bait Arsenal fans. If I did, I would just focus on Arsenal games. Believe me, I don't. Believe me, I don't. And I just watch the big games as well. And I don't. I'd be wasting a lot of time sat here watching Harrogate against Notts County or Cambridge against Swindon. The types of games we've been watching. If it was just about, the old cashola, then maybe it would be. Pete, UBU, the other channels will take care of themselves. Yes, absolutely. Hey, listen, I can't control what other people do. Jellyfish says, you have a lot of energy and a natural talker and commentator. And I've never had a Red Bull in my life, would you believe? Broken verdict, I'll watch the World Cup, but I'm going to sleep. I'm not staying up to 6 a.m. for it. It's been a long time since I've had to be on a night shift. I used to work nights. I've done my night shifts in the past, so it'll be nice to get back to them. Sarah, let's be honest, you guys, our bottle jobs, you guys should have won it, but then fell off, which was a shame. I think Arteta's too scared of losing than winning. That's what Lee Judges said, isn't it? Lee Judges said that after the game. He said, hey, I was watching the fan cams reactions, and Lee Judges said exactly that point, didn't he? That he feels that Arteta is a big problem and he shouldn't be manager. And he started to... It's so bizarre to me that Arsenal fans are getting so strong to that point that he's more scared of winning. No. Yeah. Is it that? More scared of winning than he is... I can't remember what he said now. I can't even remember verbatim. I'm trying to quote it verbatim. But you get what I'm getting at. He's basically saying the manager's too scared to actually go and commit bodies forward, let him off the leash. And that's not what happened. Damo, it's not a misconception at all, mate. Talking about any other team gets you less views. Again, I mean, I disagree. I don't think it is that case. I think Man United can get you an awful lot of views. Man United's arguably the bigger team, or biggest team for views. I wouldn't even say arguably. I think United are, aren't they? And believe me, I hate United. I'm very honest about that. But I don't feel like Arsenal get any special treatment. Not from me, anyway. Not from me. There are certainly other channels, by the way, who do. Channels like this are rare. You do the impossible by bringing soccer fans together. And as long as there's no Man United fans, we're good. Well, I'm a Liverpool fan. Who do you support as well, by the way? My name is T.A. Is it Tao? Tao? Am I calling that right? Am I pronouncing that right? Apologies if I'm not. Jellyfish, I've noticed Spurs have the De Zerbi possession-based football, and it's working so far. I feel just really emotionally connected to this Kinski fella now, just after what happened against Atletico, getting subbed off. That's a really horrible thing to happen to a young goalkeeper. And I'm rooting for him today. I've got nothing against Sunderland. I quite like Sunderland as a club. But I'd really want Spurs to just keep a clean sheet today. And even if they don't win, clean sheet, just something to boost Kinski. I don't want him... It'd be horrible if that's how he's remembered. Because I actually thought he was quite talented when he came to Spurs. He had a good debut, I think, against Liverpool, didn't he? He played against Liverpool. That was his debut. Did all right in that one at times. And yeah, I don't know. I've got a bit of sympathy with him now. City of Northville, they're crazy about Arsenal in the States for some reason. Maybe because of the Gunners nickname. Oh! Second Amendment. Epic handle name. Tottenham going down. Maybe the only trophy for Arsenal this season. Keith Scott, how's it going, Keith? Arsenal lover, good to see you, mate. Yesterday when the full-time whistle went, there were boos around me in the clock end. Heard it on the other side. Negativity and fan pressure will kill Arsenal. It always has, still is, and will again. Wow. Second Amendment FC. Timbo, I mean that Arteta got Arsenal the Invincibles, didn't it? They'd rather not lose that than win. And Clips Market, I'd be willing to put money that United v Leeds gets the most numbers of all streams this week, Key. Well, it can't get less, to be honest. It can't get less. I'm trying to break out of the recalibration phase. That's what it's called, basically. It's a recalibration phase at the minute that I'm going through. So for the next 4 or 5 streams minimum, views are going to be very, very low. It's mainly only being showed to subscribers. That's why. It's just being pushed to subscribers and a really small test phase because of what happened during the international break. I think, and the bizarre thing is, if we hadn't have done so well, if we hadn't had the big numbers that we had in the Barca, Newcastle, Real Madrid, City game, if we hadn't got like 350,000 views on them games, we would never, ever have ever been in this position. Far post. Oh, Sunderland nearly 1-0. Ooh, so close. When does the World Cup start? World Cup starts June 11th. June 11th, very first game. I will be there for it. 8 p.m. kickoff, and it's all the way through. Welsh Wing, I watched the fan cams, and it was hilarious when that woman lost it with Ty when he tried to blame the refs on the defeat. Shell, hope you had a nice birthday, Key. I did, thank you, Shell. Thank you very kindly. Lovely to see you. And I hope you're feeling better as well, by the way. You said you weren't feeling too good the other day, so hopefully you're feeling better, lovely. XX, salute to Liverpool. They are the best team in EFL history. Yes, you said it's all right, but AO will do. AO will do, okay. I'm a recovering Leeds United fan. Marching on together, eh, mate? Hey, well, we'll be watching Leeds tomorrow, and believe me, I'll be rooting for you against United tomorrow. So come on, Leeds. Andy, when's the World Cup sticker book out? Apparently, it's the 26th of April. How accurate that is, I don't know, but I am. In fact, I've got some news for you. I'm even speaking to Panini at the minute to see if they want to, send me some boxes or something like that. See if they'd be up for me opening it, because I don't know. I don't know if I have to get permission to open it and show it on air or anything like that. I've no idea. I don't want to unofficially do something that might hurt us or breach a copyright. So I'm just kind of messaging them and just to say, listen, is it okay if I do this? And 2, if I do this, would you want to be part of it at all? Maybe you'd want to send me the album, send me a little box or 2 or something like that. I'll buy the rest. I'm not bothered, but I thought I might just check and get permission. But that's what we're doing, by the way, to keep me awake during the early hours of the morning at the World Cup when we're watching Iran and Egypt. Assuming Iran go. Hopefully they do. Penalty must be. Is it a pen? Does he give it? Whoa! Has he give a penalty? Xhaka's freaking out. He's give a penalty here to Spurs. Oh, no. I think it's Luca 9 on Kolo Muani here. And I think Sunderland have given away a penalty. Xhaka immediately turned to the ref and he was screaming at him. Let's just see. As he gets the wrong side. Oh, he's going down already there, Kolo Muani. I'm sorry, he's already going down. He's on his... No, I'm sorry. Listen, I said it wasn't a penalty yesterday with Arsenal. I'll say again here with Spurs. No, that's not a pen. I mean, listen, he doesn't get any of the ball, Luke and 9. He doesn't get any of the ball at all. So, that's... I don't know about that. Can someone in the chat let me know, what are you thinking? I don't think that's a pen. I don't think that's a pen. I think we're looking for penalties now. It's almost like we're actively trying to find penalties where none exists. That's not a pen for me. I'm sorry. It's very soft. Very, very soft. The referee's going to have a look. Is he going to have a check? He is. He's going to have a look. He's going to go and have a look. I think he's already on his way down here, Kolo Muani. So this one might get chalked off. It might get chalked off. The ref's going having a look, and I think it may well get overturned. It's very rare you see a ref go to the monitor and not overturn it at this point. But I think if he sees what I did, the player doesn't get the ball. There's no doubt about that. Player doesn't get any of the ball. However, the player, Kolo Muani's already going down at the point that there's connection. It's a complicated one, that, actually, because he does lose his footing as well. You can look at his right foot. His right foot, he's basically stood on Aldrete's. The referee's got my sympathy here, because it's maybe more of a penalty now than when I first saw it. There's a little bit of a dive. It's not a pen. It's been chalked off. Aston Villa have scored against Forest. 3-star. Not good, mate. Aston Villa are in front. It's an own goal. It's an own goal. 3-star. Not good. It's not a pen. He throws himself at it. If this gets given, then it is the Premier League looking after Spurs. No pen. But 1-0 to Villa. Villa go above Man United. I'm happy with that, because that means Leeds win tomorrow. We can start reeling United in. I'm not bothered about Villa. Villa can finish third. We'll chase United down. But no goal, or no penalty rather, in this one. It's an absolute mess, I've got to say. De Zerbi's not too happy with it. Looks like he trips on the ball. Epic handle name, I'm 30 seconds behind you, but that's never a pen. My name is AO. Yes, Leeds are in deep trouble with a manager who has more flaws than positives and owners who blindly support Farker, but we're in a decent financial position. If we go down, we'll be back. I still think you'll be okay. Here's the Villa goal, by the way. We're just seeing the Villa goal. Ball gets played in. Oh, yeah, it's Murillo. There's another 15, 20 million shaved off his transfer fee. I don't even know, says there hasn't been a better decision in the league all season. This is why it's so hard to be a ref. Like, we've got to... I feel as fans, we've got to value our referees. We've got to kind of look after them. They get so much stick. And I understand it, because they do make some bad mistakes. But there's a lot of decisions that are so, like... They're not black and white. There's shades of grey in everything. And that was a difficult one, that. At first glance, I didn't think it was a pen. But the more and more I looked at it, it started to look like it could be one. It wasn't a dive, I'll say that. Maybe it wasn't a dive, but it wasn't a pen. I'll land on that. That's my go. Reece Crownshaw, you was having a go at Oliver yesterday, Key. Yeah, but Oliver is... One, he was refereeing Arsenal, so that's different. And two, that was never a penalty. It was never a pen. I'm getting called out for hypocrisy here. HK, given United, Liverpool and City by some distance have the biggest pull in the Prem, what's your thoughts on summer signings this season? Because we're all probably going to exploit Newcastle, Forest and the Hammers. Apparently, João Gomez is being linked heavily with Liverpool and Man United today. I don't know if you've seen 50 to 60 million quid for João Gomez of Wolves. Again, not a terrible player. I don't mind him, but I'm not sure I'd want him at Liverpool for that sort of money, especially if Wolves go down. I feel like that's... We're really stretching whether or not there's value in that. Sunderland clear it away under their own crossbar. Here's Romero. There's a corner to Spurs. Spurs have started well enough though here. Even though they've had the penalty chalked off, they'll be pleased with that. Good start. Richarlison. Unlucky again. Big Chelsea Lukey. Wish me really luck, mate. I'm going to do my first live. Good lad. Enjoy it, mate. Good luck to you. Harry, don't see anyone in this live having a go at you for watching this game. It's funny. Yeah, no, they won't have a go at me for watching Sunderland Tottenham. But they'll have a go. There'll be City fans in later. There'll be City fans in later who say, oh, he's here watching City again. And then it'll be the same with United fans tomorrow. I've never seen you watch anything other than United. Watch United and not your own team. You watch United more than Liverpool. You watch Arsenal more than Liverpool. I get it all the time. Yellow card for Romero, I think it is. Forest need to pick up the pace again. And I don't even know, says Michael Oliver is a joke to the Premier League anyway. Should have been sacked after not giving a penalty to Liverpool when Doku kicked McAllister. The same Oliver who Liverpool fans claim is paid by City. Well, he wasn't paid by City. He was paid by Saudi, wasn't he? That was the problem with Oliver. It was the extracurricular activities that he was paid by Saudi to referee in the Saudi Pro League, wasn't he? He was paid £3,000 plus business class flights, £3,000 and free accommodation for him to referee a Saudi Pro League game 3 years ago. That's what Michael Oliver got done for. Well, he didn't even get done. I don't even think he got done. Epic handle name. Listened to a podcast recently with the head of the PFA. Anyways, what's your thoughts on the number of games ruining the quality of the game? Cole Palmer, for example, never got a summer off in 4 years. It's a massive, massive problem. Sunderland far post. He's missed the sitter again. Is it Brobby again, that? Is it Brobby? Yeah, oh, no, it's Mukiele. I thought it was Brobby back stick. Absolutely fantastic ball in. I think he is onside as well. Sunderland have missed a couple of sitters here. Should score there for me. But yes, no, epic handle name, I absolutely agree. I think the number of games, the increasing number of games, is a real problem for the Premier League. And it's kind of all down to our insatiable appetite as fans, isn't it? The fact that you've got fans in all four corners of the globe who want to see the Premier League. Not just the Premier League, but also La Liga. That's why we've got La Liga games taking place, or would have taken place, if not for massive protest, would have taken place in the US, wouldn't it? The Barcelona-Villarreal game would have taken place in Miami, I believe. That was set to take place, and there was massive fan protest, and it got called off. They've already got the Spanish Super Cup and the Italian Super Cup being played out in Riyadh. There's more and more call for more games to be created. By the way, the Spanish Super Copa didn't exist for many years, did it? I'm sure they stopped. Don't quote me on this, but I'm sure it kind of existed as a competition up to about the 70s or the 80s, and then it stopped because there was no real call for it. And then they created it again as an extra, added function so that they could play these games in Saudi. And it feels like kind of similar with the Italian Super Cup, and it might well be that the Premier League does something similar at some point too. The Premier League Summer Series may get a bit more investment to become like an actual thing. Kuram, good to see you, mate. Arsenal are a laughing stock. Sondreisen, I bet on Spurs. They play Kinski. Unbelievable. Come on, Sunderland, get a win and pile more relegation pressure on Tottenham. Sunderland now down the left-hand side. All the way back. Sunderland now starting to dominate, if anything. Arsenal might win that summer series. Yeah, we've technically won the Premier League. Thank God the Super League wasn't introduced, and there'll be 2 days rest and playing every midweek. But even that as well, the Champions League expanded, the World Cup expanded. Now they've got the Club World Cup as well. We've kind of not got the Super League, but we've got worse. It's a far worse set of results because all that's happened as a result is everything else has been expanded. And as a result, squad size has to be expanded. Strike! Oh, nearly 1-0 from Xhaka. Outside the area, just wide from Sunderland, still 0-0. Everything's having to be expanded. Squad sizes now. So Liverpool definitely had too small a squad going into this season. It's gonna lead to top sides ending up having like an A side and a B side, plus like 5 or 6 players. Squad size are gonna have to be increased. Community Shield played in Islamabad, probably, yeah. Welshwing says, even Saeed, KG, Nobbins, it's LB, all thought it was a pen yesterday. Key, the only one who didn't. But I don't think it was a pen, and I think the reason I didn't think it was a pen was because I want a higher standard for penalties. Oh, that might be a red! That might be a red! That could be a red card. Brian Brobby here. There's an elbow. There's an elbow to Porro here. I tell you something, he might be off. He might be off, you know. That's an elbow. I think he's going to go here, ref. I think this could be a red card to Sunderland. Brobby, he's been frustrated. He's cut a frustrated figure. It looks like he threw an arm out there to Porro. He's only going to get a yellow card, but this one might get looked at, you know. It might get looked at. He definitely threw an arm out here. Watch this. Brobby, he's got Porro on him. No, maybe not, actually. Maybe not. Actually, there wasn't as much of a, you know, but he definitely threw him down. I mean, yellow card's probably right, actually. There was definitely a connection, though. Definitely a connection. Yeah, so my Welshwing, my argument here is not that I don't think that is a penalty. It's that I don't want that to be a penalty, like, ever. It's my issue is I don't want soft penalties given. That's one of my big bugbears in the game. I feel like we give penalties far too easily, and I don't want a penalty given for what Arsenal got a penalty for yesterday. I don't want that given for anyone. And to be fair, I said the same in the Everton game. We did the Everton-Brentford game after it. I don't know if you watched that one. But we did the watch-along for Everton-Brentford. There was a very similar one. A very, very similar one. The ball came over, it hit Mykolenko on the hand. His hand was out here, right? It hit his hand. Ref didn't give it. And I said, I don't want that given as a penalty either. But if we're giving the Arsenal one, you probably have to give that one to Brentford. So I don't like it. I don't like it. I would rather none of them be given as penalties. That's my issue. Which I think is reasonable. I think that's fair. Far too easy to get a pen now, says FM No Casuals. Very true. And Harry says, when it comes to handballs like that, what is the minimum needed for a pen then, in your opinion? So I think there's got to be, maybe let's say 3 factors. And it is supported by the laws to some degree. Maybe the laws need a little bit of clarifying. Because I still think you see referees not quite sure on exactly what constitutes. I would say, right, distance. So how far from the actual shot or pass or cross or whatever, right? How far is the player from that? In other words, did they have the opportunity maybe to react, to make their body less big, make their body shape smaller, right? So I think that's a factor. 1 is distance. 2 is where did it actually hit him on the hand? Does it hit him here, smack bang on the hand? Does it hit him here up the arm? Because if it hits you here, and again, I'm not sure, right? So I'd say distance. I would say, do they have an opportunity to move, like body shape? 3, does it actually block in any way, shape or form? Maybe a chance, a shot, a pass. Like, was it a pass through on goal and he like throws his arm out and it blocks it? Was it a shot on goal? Like, a perfect example here. Do you remember start of this season, Everton played Leeds at Ellen Road? It might even have been the first game of the season. Do you remember that? James Tarkowski, there was a shot for Leeds outside the area. It was goal bound. It was going straight at the keeper, but it was goal bound. James Tarkowski, right, he's got his arms behind his back like this, and he leant into the ball. He like threw his arm out like that, but his hands were behind his back, but his arm was out here. And he leant like that, he kind of fell into it. And although he had his hands behind his back, I think that was him making his body shape bigger, and he blocked a shot with his hand/arm. I think that one was a penalty, but I don't think the Arsenal one was. No one will ever agree on handball. Too subjective. Everyone's got different ideas. Exactly. But I think you can't cut your arms off. Do you know what I mean? You can't have. You've still got to have them attached to you. Van der Ven booked now. Now both Tottenham centre backs are booked. It's becoming a feisty one, this. De Zerbi might have done some things, but he's certainly not changed the Tottenham temperament. They're still very much feisty. It's a joke how they ref Romero compared to other players. The Odegaard handball against Liverpool is a good example of a handball. Yes, that one is. What are we saying, sir? I think handball for a pen should be hand to ball, not ball to hand. Yeah, is there movement as well? I think that's another thing. Is there actual movement of the hand or arm towards the ball? That's kind of my thinking. Welshwing, yeah, watched match of the day. That was definitely a pen for me. Everton got away with it. See, this is it, mate. See, I don't want that to be a pen either. Believe me, I wanted Everton to lose. So by the same argument that you're saying, Key didn't say it was a pen for Arsenal, I hope you're not. I mean, I get why you would say it, but what I'm trying to say is that's not come from a place of I hate Arsenal, I want Arsenal never to have a pen. It's coming from a place of I don't think that should be a pen, and I don't want it to be a pen. And it's the same with Everton. I really don't want it to be a pen, even though it might suit me if Everton had that penalty given against them. I don't even know. Do you think Newcastle should have got a pen against Arsenal when Gabriel's arm was up when sliding on the floor? Well, that was his arm was up here, wasn't it? I think we claimed for that at the time, and I think on reflection, I still thought that was a pen, yeah, because he made his body bigger. I know it was kind of like it was close, it was very close, it was a bit of a deflection, but his arm is up here, so I don't know about that one. That's kind of a. We claimed it at the time, but we never really got. I don't think we looked back on that one. That's kind of like a fringe one. It's a difficult one, but if the ball's going through on goal, and it is, which wasn't the case with Arsenal's yesterday, free kick for Xhaka just outside the area. Nico Williams has scored. Yes, Forest. Yes, Forest. I said 1-1 in that one. Might be 2-2 now. Xhaka free kick. Miles over the bar. I don't even know. Oh, we've done that one. Sorry, Prince Rupert. Absolutely agree. That's the issue with modern day handball rules. CGLFC says, for me, there has to be a direct motion of hand aiding to the defence of pass or shot. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Refs need better training as the inconsistency and bias in games, including not using VAR, needs to be fixed. Refs are not of a poor standard, generally speaking. I agree with that. No, I think referees are. Maybe they're a little bit scared. They all tend to stick together. That's why when you see them get sent to the monitor, there's not many of them who ever actually go, do you know what? No, you've sent me to the monitor. I understand why you've sent me to the monitor, but I'm going to stick with my original decision. Even when it's like a 50-50 subjective one, they always stick together. If their mate in Stockley Park has sent them to the monitor, they stick together. They both think it's a pen, or they both think it's a red, or they both think it's a handball. They never actually stand on the, stand and say, no, actually, I gave the decision, and I'm sticking with it. United football, hey Key, what's the preferred scoreline for today? The preferred scoreline for today, for which game? For which game are we talking about? For this one? I haven't really got a preferred scoreline for this one. I'm just enjoying the game. As the same we do with most games here. I haven't really got a preferred scoreline. For Chelsea and City, listen, I'd love it if City really went out there and stuck 3 or 4 past them. I'd love it if City really did a number on them today. Richarlison in the area, good ball. Did well there, Richarlison, but it's straight out for a goal kick. Timbo, how many Spurs players get into that Sunderland 11? How many Spurs players get into that Sunderland 11? Bergvall. I genuinely think I'd have Bergvall. Although saying that, Sadiki and Diarra have been very good this season. On current form, there's probably not any of them. Maybe Solanke over Brobby. Is that too much of a... Brobby's been good. But I don't know. I think Solanke's done all right as well. How many Spurs players get into this Sunderland 11? Can you make a case for me for that? If you're in the chat, let me know what you're thinking. Matthew Foster. I don't hate Arsenal, Matthew. You've got it completely wrong, mate. I don't hate Arsenal at all. Arsenal have conceded 0 penalties against them at the Emirates this season. And epic handle names: Saka, Foden, Palmer, Bellingham losing from a beyond a coincidence. I think England will suffer the effects of not having a break. Combine that with the heat, I honestly believe it could be disastrous. Disastrous at the World Cup. Jellyfish says your arm next to your body. What's that for the handball thing? HK, we could account for things like the Kukurea on in the Euros if the hand blocks a shot at goal or something that was travelling directly towards goal. More like denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. Yeah, that's true. Luke Watts, Key, when are TalkSport going to offer you a gig? I'll tell them not to waste their time. I have no interest in TalkSport. Absolutely zero. Wouldn't be interested in it. TalkSport, if you're watching, you might have to up your offer. No, I would never ever do it. Newcastle are in front against Palace at Selhurst Park. Whoa! Maka says Law State's unnatural position. End of. Arm was by his head. End of. Well, it's not end of, Maka. No, it's not end of. There is a reasonable discussion to be had around handball. And the law is not, believe it or not, totally and utterly like black and white. There is a huge element of subjectivity in the handball rule. Asula with the goal. He's starting to step up, isn't he, for Newcastle? Doing well, Asula. Half-time break is coming too soon for us now. Forest are in the ascendancy against Villa. Timbo, I didn't expect Jason Cundy to be the most entertaining TalkSport pundit this year. See, he's quite funny, Jason Cundy, but he is rage bait, isn't he? He acknowledges it. Gamer Guru, nah, you'd snap TalkSport's hand off to be sat there with O'Hara. Fucking nah, no chance. No chance. O'Hara and Jermaine Pennant, not a chance. Couldn't pay me enough. Can we please smash the like button? Thank you, everyone. Yeah, if you've not already smashed the like, cheers, Sarah. Jellyfish, no, because Leeds are no club, really, and Spurs with stadium and all that going down would be funny. Corner for Porro, whipped in and cleared away by Sunderland. There's only a minute or so left here, plus added time. Back out to Porro. Can usually put a good ball in, and he has this time. Romero with an overhead kick and behind for the goal kick. Broken verdict. Key, what about the Maguire one? He slid and it hit his hand, but no intent. Plus, it's natural for the hand to be there. I don't know if that's a pen. Yeah, I think if you're sliding, your hand's kind of behind you and, you fall and your hand's on the floor. I don't think that ever should be a pen. I think you've got to account for natural body shape. When you jump, your hands will be up because you have to use your hands, your arms for leverage. It's kind of the same if you're going in for a tackle. If you go in for a tackle, if you lunge like that, sometimes your hands occasionally will go up. It's kind of how it is. Who is it who scored? It wasn't Asula, was it? Was it Asula? It's a terrible bit of defending. Yeah, it was a terrible bit of defending that from Palace. Tank Top Bradley, good to see you, lad. O'Hara and Cundy, 2 examples of rubbish ex-pros who think they know everything. Yeah, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy, Gabby Agbonlahor and Jermaine Pennant is absolute nightmare fuel for me. From a football discussion point of view, it's absolute nightmare fuel because every time I've watched them, I'm just like, they don't actually hold them opinions. And I think you can tell. They don't actually hold them. They're just actually saying whatever. They're very good at it. They're very good at it. Say whatever you need to say to elicit the most call-ins, the most ring-ins, the most interactions, the most text, the most emails. And fair play to them, they're very good at it. But I think you can tell. You can usually tell, can't you, when someone doesn't actually hold the opinion they hold. And when they have been challenged on it, quite frequently, they've reined back. Or they've gone on the offensive and said, well, what do you think? And it's just questioning. Deflection. Far post must be. Oh, Brobby, strike. Big save from Kinski. Massive save. Love that. Well done, Kinski. Go on, son. Tank Top Bradley, good to see you. How's your day? Very good, mate. It was my birthday yesterday. And I'm enjoying watching the footy with you guys now. Epic handle name, TalkSport slagged off AFTV for being reactionary, then quickly pivoted by copying them. That's it. It's exactly the same, isn't it? Yeah. Luke, I met Jermaine Pennant's dad in Nottingham. Rory Jennings is a flip-flop. Sometimes he defends Arsenal, sometimes he hates them. Rory Jennings is a very articulate guy. Gotta say that. He's very articulate, speaks well. But again, even he plays the game, doesn't he? He knows the crack. 100% clickbait, punditry, TalkSport, cannot stand it. I'll be honest, I don't listen to it for that reason. I don't listen to it. I don't think it's sincere. And like, again, I get accused of it. I think everyone, to be fair, every channel gets accused of it at some point. Is, you just clickbait. But I'll say I get it wrong. I absolutely will defend my position. I think I can reason every position I've ever taken. I can reason it and argue why I think that. I'm not just saying it for the sake of clicks. I can actually reason it and say this is why I think it, where it comes from. And if I get it wrong, I get it wrong. I have got it wrong many times as well. Macca, Rory is a melt. End of. He was in Green Street. Was he? Was he actually in Green Street? No. Was he actually? I didn't know that. Well, Forest and Villa is half-time. Palace and Newcastle is half-time. Sky's got the wrong game on, haven't they? Broken verdict key. Expect United. Whose fan base do you... Except United. Whose fan base do you like the least? Spurs, the rain, it must be. Oh, big save from Roofs again. Oh, we could have had 4 or 5 in this first half, couldn't we? Couple of big saves from the keepers at the end there. A couple of big misses. But what a ball this is. Ball comes in. Oh, it's terrible defending, isn't it? Shocking defending. Who's the defender in the middle? Is that Aldrete? Yeah, Aldrete. Lucky boy. And a Spurs corner now. The early scene when Pennant was a kid. Pennant? The early scene when Pennant was a kid. Gamer Guru, Rory Jennings knows nothing about football. He gets schooled by real pundits all the time. He said he would never want his team to lose to stop another team winning and then want City to beat him. Oh, has he said that today? Has he said City? He wants City to beat Chelsea? Oh, see, no, I can't get on board with that. I can't get on board with that. I'd never, ever, ever in a million years want my team to lose, ever. Under any circumstances. You can't have that. Timbo Road, he was in 15 episodes of EastEnders. No, I know he was in EastEnders. I remember him being in EastEnders. And he was the kid in the music video for Basement Jaxx, wasn't he? For the salmon dance. I remember that. So that was the first thing when I saw him. Like on whatever it was, TalkSport and stuff. I was like, I'm sure he was in the Basement Jaxx video. Right, half-time here. Half-time at the Stadium of Light. Spurs 0, Sunderland 0. Some big chances for both teams. Could have had a red card. Could have had a penalty. It's 0-0, but it's not really like a 0-0, is it? It's very, very intense. Lots of decisions for the referee to make. Lots of cards. How many cards have we actually had in this first half? 4. 3 for Spurs, 1 for Sunderland. What are the odds for a red card second half? Porro, Van der Ven and Romero. 3 of Spurs' back 4 are on yellows going into that second half. Ooh. Butch Jonas as Villa still haven't scored. It's 1-1, isn't it? Was under the bridge as it kicked off just before Cass wasn't allowed in the pub. Ah, I know the bit you mean now. Oh, I didn't know he was in that. Oh, Chemical Brothers. Sorry, not Basement Jacks. Chemical Brothers. Chemical Brothers, Salmon Dance. Don't know where. Basement Jacks? That's dreadful. I was at the pub quiz and everything when I can't believe I said that was Basement Jacks. Welsh Wing half-time quiz. A to Z manager last names with the most Premier League wins. Ooh, now you're talking. Let's do that. Let's do that. Half-time quiz. A to Z of Premier League managers with the most wins. Let's get stuck in. Quiz. Right, Quizzy Rascal. A, B, C. Again, I'm going to show off now. I'm going to show off and show you how I do the alphabet. J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Right. F's got to be Ferguson. W's got to be Wenger. P for Pulis. B for Benitez. Or maybe it's not Pulis. Maybe it's Pochettino. Would it be Pochettino or Pulis for P? K for Klopp. Yeah, K's got to be Klopp. M for Mourinho, I would imagine. Let's just rule out all the most successful Premier League managers, right? G for Guardiola. So Ferguson, Guardiola, Benitez. Klopp, Mourinho, Wenger. Moyes. No, it's got to be Mourinho, hasn't it? Or maybe it is. Thank you for the reminder about the timer. Thank you. Sorry, I'd not ended the half-time thing. P is Pochettino. Okay, so it's not Pulis, it's Poch. P is Pochettino. Is M for Moyes or M for Mourinho? That's the question. A for Arteta. It might be. Is A Arteta? A for Arteta. Probably. It's not A for Arteta. Goodness me. It's not A for Arteta. He's not won enough. Now that does make it interesting then. We're thinking long-term managers. What about R for Redknapp? Harry Redknapp. He's got to have won a fair few games in the Premier League. He's been around a lot. H for Hodgson. Roy Hodgson's been around a long time. D for Dalglish. No. A for Allardyce. Allardyce, yes. Oh, it could be Allardyce. I for Iraola. Good answer. A for Allardyce. Gamer Guru, Pep is his first name. I'm a daft git. Yeah, it's got to be P for Pep. R for Redknapp. Love it. V for Van Gaal. H for Howe. H has got to be Hodgson. It's not. It's not Hodgson. Wow. Who else could it be? V for Vialli. B's Benitez. H could be Hughes, though. P is Pochettino, not Pardew. A is Ancelotti. What about Ancelotti? A is Allardyce. No, A is Allardyce. Right, so if you've just joined us, we're doing halftime quiz A to Z of Premier League managers with the most Premier League wins. A is Allardyce, B is Benitez. Z, De Zerbi. No, that would be D. That would be D. M is for Moyes. So not Mourinho. Moyes has more Premier League wins than Mourinho. That's fascinating. Premier League manager beginning with C. What about C? V for Vialli. Vialli or Van Gaal? Could be Van Gaal, couldn't it? O for O'Neill. Martin O'Neill. Yeah, Martin O'Neill's probably the best one, isn't it? Maybe David O'Leary at a push. O'Neill was at Leicester. He was at Villa for a while. Yeah, O is O'Neill. R for Roger. No, R's Redknapp. Z has to be Zola. Could be Zola. Is there any other Zs that we've had in the Premier League? Z managers, Zola. V is Van Gaal. Okay, we got Van Gaal. Trying to think of Kirbishley. C for Kirbishley. Z for Zola. H for Hall. What Hall? Damien Curry. Nah, I really want Spurs to lose. Well, to be honest, they've certainly given up a lot of chances, Damien. It could well be that they lose. We're going to be watching the second half in just a minute, so we'll have to see. Z is for Zola. You're right. Velimir Zayek was another. Pompey 2004-5. They didn't win a lot, did they? Yeah, Velimir Zayek. He was only there for a short while. What was his name? The Chelsea manager? What's the Chelsea manager's name? The one who lost the title on goal difference. Was he Israeli? What was his name now? I can't remember. Dalglish, is it Prem only? It is Prem only, yes. C is for Kirbishley. Kirbishley is correct. For his days at Charlton and West Ham. C is Kirbishley. E for Emery, I wonder. Yes, Emery's probably not a terrible shout for E. Could E be Emery? Avram Grant. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that one might be an opportunity. He's certainly not won more than Guardiola, has he? Sarri for S. Sarri. I'm trying to think of like the most successful managers. Like, if I go through each club, like Man United, they had Van Gaal, they had Moyes, they had Mourinho, they had after Ferguson, who else have they had that they stuck with for a while? Solskjaer, maybe. Nah, it's not going to be Solskjaer. Teams at the top end of the table. Chelsea have changed the manager every 5 minutes. It's not going to be a Chelsea manager. City have had Guardiola, Pellegrini. No, Pochettino, we've already got that. Mancini. And we've already got Moyes. It's not Sarri for S. E is for Emery, though. We've got Emery. Houllier for H. What about Houllier? Yeah, Gerard Houllier. Actually, I can't believe it. Please tell me it's not Gerard Houllier. If it's Houllier, I've got a real problem because I'm a Liverpool fan. I can't not have Houllier. I've let down one of the best managers we ever had. Gerard Houllier. I'd be gutted if it's not. If it could be Eddie Howe. There's no Q, X, or Y. Okay. There's never been a manager in the Prem called Q, X, or Y. Zisco? Did Zisco manage Watford? Kike Flores? Oh no, it's Sanchez Flores, isn't it? Kike Sanchez Flores. Can't have Q. Okay, there's no Q. I think Zisco did manage Watford, though, for a spell. Souness. Ranieri. It's not Gerrard. C for Carrick. So far, we've got Allardyce, Benitez, Kirbishley. We need a D. We need a D. Don't we all? D. Emery, Ferguson, Guardiola. We need a H. It's not Roy Hodgson. We need Iraola. We've got that one. We need a J. J. Any good J's? Any good Premier League managers, surname starting J, who won a lot of games? Paul Jewell. Zisco's surname is an M, or Zisco Munoz. Carlos Queiroz, Fergie's assistant, but went on to manage Madrid. He did, yeah, he went off. L. What about L's? You still need an S, don't we? Glenn Hoddle. He needs more D. Ian Dowie. Yeah, Ian Dowie's probably not a bad shout. Paul Jewell. I'll put Jewell down provisionally. Dowie. I can't see it being Dowie. H is for Mark Hughes, though. Sparky. Most Premier League wins for a manager. We said D for Dalglish. Oh, sorry. D is Kenny Dalglish. Fair enough. That's good. Okay, so we've got Allardyce, Benitez, Kirbishley, Dalglish, Emery, Ferguson, Guardiola, Hughes, Iraola, What did we get for J? Did we say Paul Jewell for J? K is Jurgen Klopp. L. What about L? We need a J and an L. It's not Jewell. Johnson? Is there a Johnson? Have we ever had a Johnson in the Prem? I don't think we have we? Jones? Dave Jones? Dave Jones was in the Prem. Dave Jones was in the Prem for a while. Southampton manager. Bradford manager. Could be Dave Jones. K was for Klopp. Key, how are Spurs doing? They've done okay, mate. Yeah, they've done all right. They've done okay. They've probably... They had a penalty ruled out. They had the ref gave it, and then the penalty was ruled out. They've kind of been a bit lucky at the other end of the pitch because Sunderland have missed some sitters, but Spurs have missed a couple as well. So it's been good fun. Nuno Santo for N. Not a bad shout, that one. That could be right. Nathan Jones. I'm really struggling here. We've got Zola, we've got Wenger, Van Gaal, Redknapp, Pochettino, O'Neill, Moyes, Klopp, Iraola, Hughes, Guardiola, Ferguson, Emery, Dalglish, Kerbishley, Benitez, Allardyce. We're missing L, N, J, STU. Yeah, that's it then. We're missing JLN, STU. We've got 6 left to get. L is for Frank Lampard. Really? L is for Frank Lampard. I would never have said that. Lampard has got the most Premier League wins of any manager. Surname starting L. Okay. And N is Nuno Santo. Fair enough. I could see that one because he's been around a while. Now we're on to S, T, and U. There is a manager with a U. Unsworth, maybe, for Everton. Unsworth was caretaker manager for a little bit, wasn't he? Thomas Tuchel for T. Could be Tuchel. Could well be Tuchel. Martin Jol for J. Oh, Martin Jol. Now that I like that one. Martin Jol for J. That's a wonderful shout, Andy. Yeah, I like that thinking. And it is T for Tuchel. Tommy Tuchel is T. So now we need S, U, and a J. I think Yol could be right for J. U is for Unsworth. Hey, I got it. I made up with that one. David Unsworth is a U. Right. Now we need S and J. I think Martin Yol. Yol. Hey, we got Yol right. Martin Yol is right. Now we're on to S. Spurs' last manager was an utter. Now we need S. Marco Silva. Could be Marco Silva. That's a lovely shout, Claydon. Could it be Marco Silva? There's a real possibility. We had S. Oh, sorry. S is Nuno Santo. Sorry, so now we need N. Oh, we need N. I thought Nuno Santo was his name. Oh, Nuno Espirito Santo. Come on, Key. Yeah, now we need N. We need N. Premier League manager with the most wins, surname beginning N. Neil. N. Premier League manager, surname beginning with N. That's the only one we've not got. It's so close to kick-off second half. We've got to get this one. Come on, we're up against the clock. Alex Neil. Yeah, Alex Neil. How long was he in the Prem for? It wasn't much, was it, against Norwich, for Norwich, wasn't it? Alex Neil. Not a dreadful shout. Is it Alex Neil, Welshwing? He was present in the 90s. Oh, it's not Alex Neil then. A manager who was around in the 90s. I think I'm stuck with that then. I don't think we're going to get that. Oh, not for me anyway. I don't think I'm going to get it. We're off for the second half here at the Stadium of Light. Nistelrooy, Phil Neal. Phil Neal was Oxford manager for a bit, wasn't he? Was it Oxford? No, it can't be Phil Neal. Surely it's not Phil Neal. Van Nistelrooy would be V, right? It's Phil Neal. Oh, Phil Neal again. I should have got that as a Liverpool fan. Most successful player ever to play the game. Phil Neal. What a shame. Mike Newell. This is before my time. Not good enough, mate. You still should know. Well done, Shadow Ninja. And if you enjoyed that quiz, well, massive thank you to Welsh Wing. Well done, mate. Appreciate the quiz. If you enjoyed that, do us a favour. Hit like, hit subscribe. Make sure you followed if you've not already on TikTok. What's your prediction for the big game? I think 3-0. 3-1. 3-1 to City. I think there's going to be goals in that one. This one, though, it's starting to kind of burr what I said before the game. Did I not say it'd be a tight and tense 0-0 with maybe one goal either side? Called it. Called it. Could still finish like 3-2, like. Shadow Ninja, it was ours. He was interim for Coventry. Oh, was he? Oh, I thought he didn't have an earlier spell where he was manager of. Oh, Lawrenson. Mark Lawrenson was Oxford, wasn't he? He definitely managed somewhere else, though, didn't he? I can't remember who it was now. I was -3 when Phil Neal retired as a manager, for God's sake. Oh, you've always got your excuses, haven't you? Chimey, that was tough, and the last answer was Googled. Well, he's a Coventry fan, to be fair. The last answer I can kind of understand. Edge of the box. Referee gives a foul to Sunderland. Xhaka's gone down, winded. Man City caretaker. That's what I thought. Maybe it was that. Forest kicking towards the Trent end now. We can do this. Go on, Forest. Switch of play for Sunderland. Come on, you Mackham, says Timbo. Services key, you've forgotten Shadow's quiz. Oh, Shadow, I didn't even know you were in the chat. We did say we'd do your quiz as well. Oh, I'm sorry, mate. Well, we can do it if you want. We can do it now. We said we'd do it. What's your quiz? Is it a brief one, or is it one that we can save for the Chelsea game? Would you rather save it for the Chelsea game? Assuming you're in for the Chelsea game. We could do Chelsea City. We'll do your quiz. Welsh Wing, wasn't Ron Atkinson in Coventry for a bit? He was, yeah. Ron Atkinson was Coventry, he was Forest. Obviously, he was United before that, before Ferguson. This live table has Spurs choking. Don't worry, Key, we'll do it for the big game, Chelsea City. There you go. Big quiz for a big game. It's all resting on you, mate. Thank you very much. Right, here we go. Spurs have got the ball on the halfway line. Archie Gray. Good to see Archie Gray back in where he should belong. Archie Gray, Gallagher and Bergvall. I like that as a midfield three for Spurs. They might need a little bit more, robustness. Oh, Richarlison, big chance. Great tackle from Sunderland. Wonderful tackle from Luca 9. And it's a goal kick as well. He played it on to Richarlison. Very, very good play from Spurs, though, down that side. Good football. Bergvall driving forward, plays it in. He's a player I'd love at Liverpool. If Spurs go down, even if they stay up, I don't care. I'd love Liverpool to go and get Lucas Bergvall. Exactly the type of player we should be getting. Shahid, sorry guys, missed the quiz. Went for a nice cup of tea. Gamer Guru, wow, favouritism from Key. What a monster. What favouritism? There's no favouritism. Never any favouritism. I love you all equally. Apart from Timbo. You've migrated. Oh, okay, fair enough. Apart from Timbo when he's in my garden. That Richarlison is unsteady on his legs. I think you're being kind there. unsteady is a very, very diplomatic way of saying he likes a tumble. Luke and I will be a decent sign. He's a good player, yeah. Again, he's come from the bottom, hasn't he, as well, Luke and I. Shadow Ninja Key, who's your World Cup dark horse? Mine is South Africa. Well, I think I said South Africa in the AFCON, and they were god-awful. They went out in the group stage, didn't they? My World Cup dark horse. Honestly, I mean, everyone is going for, like, Norway, and it's not a terrible shout. But in terms of a team that I think could make maybe the latter stages and surprise a few, I don't know. I don't know. The honest answer. Maybe Japan. Maybe Japan. Off the back of what we've seen, not only in the England game, but I've watched them in Asia qualifiers and things like that as well, where they've looked really good. They've got a big squad, Japan, and they're very, very well drilled as well by the manager. I think they could do a job on a few teams. They could surprise a few. Japan. Have a look at Japan. Dark horse, I would say Sweden. Well, Sweden as well. Sweden as well. Very much so, yes. Gyökeres and Isak up front. Luton 1, Stockport 0 in the EFL Trophy final. Andy says Curacao. I'm getting the Curacao top for the World Cup. It's very nice, the away kit. Truth over lie says my dark horses are Colombia and Algeria. Spurs are forward, getting claimed for a free kick. Oh, the doggy. He's staring at the ref, asking for a free kick edge of the box. He's not getting it. Ball got played over the top. No, it's just good defending that again from Luca 9. Luke Watts, I bought a couple of Japanese players on Soccer Manager. I was impressed with Japan against England. My name is TAO, says Mexico are World Cup dark horses, in my opinion. You can never look past the hosts, can you? Canada, USA, Mexico, all of them it wouldn't be terribly surprising if they went quite far. They've got some decent players in the ranks. Be good to see some players come out of the World Cup. It is a bigger question. I wonder which Premier League team next season will take a gamble on a player based purely off the World Cup. It happens nearly every tournament, doesn't it? Nearly every tournament you get a player who has like a breakout tournament, does really well, and off the basis of that, a club will sign him. It happens every year, and I genuinely think Everton are primed to do it. Everton are exactly the type of club who'll watch a player for like Uzbekistan, right? And they'll have a great tournament for Uzbekistan, and Everton will sign him from FC Tashkent or whatever, FC Tashkent, wherever they sign him from, and then they'll pay an inflated 8 million quid for him, even though before the tournament you could have got him for, I don't know, 600 rubles or whatever the going rate is. But they'll pay an inflated fee and they'll get him in the Premier League, and he'll be like Ali Dia. Mexico will never go past the second round. I don't even know. I will mini support Cape Verde. I'm all England though. Jellyfish, I don't even like flying everywhere around America to play games. Well, most of the games are focused in, like, they're quite, like, if you're either playing most of the games in the east or on the west coast, aren't you? I'm sure, or you're in the center. Like, generally, there's nobody flying. I don't believe, like, Mexico, Canada. Well, obviously it would be Canada, Mexico, US. I don't think there's teams who are being forced to fly all over throughout the World Cup. I think generally they're quite concentrated in the group games. Jack Player, you can quote me now. Man City v Chelsea match will be good. Do you remember Joel Campbell? Yes, Joel Campbell, Costa Rica's finest. Costa Rica's finest. Wonderful player. Never quite worked out for him at Arsenal though, did he? Do Swindon get promoted to League One? No. No. I don't think so. They've been very good all season, but I think they're going to struggle. They've fallen off. Yeah. Can't go on the run that they've been on. What is it? 3 wins? 3 wins in the last 10 games. That's kind of dragged them away from what potentially was a title chase. Villa haven't had a single shot on target. I told you Villa had struggled today against Forest. Timbo, come on, you Mackham, sort yourselves out and beat this lot. United Football says will be the worst World Cup ever, possibly hosted in a country that really doesn't care about the sport. Ticket prices are horrific and iconic players retired or not involved. It's not even just ticket prices. There's local transport has trebled in cost. Cost of a day pass, like a metro ticket, went from $20 to about $75. So it's nearly quadrupled, hasn't it? Across a lot of places. Ahmed, Palmer and Esteval start for Chelsea today. Final prediction for Chelsea v City will come out when that squad comes out. At this moment in time, I still think City win and win quite comfortably. Hope Villa lose. Yes, me too. We signed Cuadrado because of the World Cup. That went wonderfully. We signed El Hadji Diouf and Salif Diao. El Hadji Diouf and Salif Diao. Here we go. Lineups are available for Chelsea and City. It's Robert Sanchez in goal. It's Gusto, Hato, Fofana. Gusto, Hato, Fofana and Cucurella. That is not a very, very good lineup at the back for Chelsea. They've got in midfield Andre Santos, Caicedo and Cole Palmer, and then it's Neto, Esteval and João Pedro. For City, they've got Donnarumma in goal. They've got O'Reilly, Nunes, Kusanov and... O'Reilly, Nunes, Kusanov and Gay. Sorry, I didn't see Gay there. And then they've got in midfield Rodri, Bernardo Silva and Cherky with Doku, Haaland and Semenyo front three. Good stuff. Be interesting. Jack, please. City are City, but Chelsea can cook when they lock in. Chelsea, despite losing to Arsenal, didn't make it easy for them. FIFA give Trump the World Peace Prize. Broken Verdict Key. Turkey are my dark horses. I think they're good. Turkey could be. Yeah, they did look quite good in the playoffs, didn't they? Ahmed Biz, comfortable win. No respect for my club. I just think City will win today. I'm rooting for City as well, but I think they will. Jack plays. Bernardo Silva is leaving City, isn't he? He is, and I'm gutted. Well, I'm not gutted about it because I hate him as a person from what he's been like over the years, but he is maybe my favourite non-Liverpool player over the last 5-10 years in the Premier League. He's that good. He's been incredible for them. Massive, massive loss. I don't even know you bought McAllister for the same reason, didn't you? No. Listen, Alexis McAllister had been playing well in the Premier League for a long time before he won the World Cup with Argentina. He'd been doing well at Brighton for a while before that. Dennis Leonard, hi mate, great win yesterday on the way back. Let's hope so. Dennis. Here's Richarlison down the left-hand side for Spurs. In the area. Strike, too easy. Far too easy. United Football, am I wrong for thinking that Caicedo's been poor this season? I've seen him in tons of people's team of the season, but I honestly don't rate him. Probably better to ask Timbo that, because Timbo's obviously a Chelsea fan. For me, I would say Caicedo was fantastic first half of the season. He was very good. As soon as we got to about Christmas time, he did have a bit of a drop-off. And we've not really seen the same from him since. He's not been dreadful since Christmas, but he's not been team of the season level. He's had a couple of wobbles. It's probably kind of the same as Chelsea have. Chelsea have kind of fallen off in that time. But first half of the season, I did think Caicedo was very good. Dante, what's your prediction for City and Chelsea? 3-1 to City, I think. Josh, do you think Krupi should move to a better club or build his character? Oh my God, what a goal that is! Wow, what a strike! An absolute worldie that is. Sunderland 1, Tottenham 0. Oh, goodness gracious me. De Zerbi's got some work to do. What a screamer that is. What an absolute worldie. Van der Ven straight getting the game back underway. He'd just get the ball back on the halfway line, but Spurs' heads already looking like they've dropped a little bit. De Zerbi saying, come on, here we go, let's get going again, lads. But it's a great strike from Mukiele. Does well to get forward. Exactly the sort of player Liverpool need, to be honest. Cuts inside, just has a go. Oh, it took a big deflection. Oh, do you know what? I didn't even see the deflection because the sun. No, it's actually really, really unlucky. It's a big, big deflection from Mukiele. And it just goes wrong foot to the keeper. It's a strike that's going low down to the keeper's left. And it deflects up off Van der Ven and in. And do you know what? When it rains, it pours. How bad for Spurs. Oh, I feel really sorry for Kinski, for Spurs, for Van der Ven. Because it never... They must have spent all summer breaking mirrors. Smashing mirrors and walking under ladders, this Spurs side. This is really bad for Tottenham. Really, really bad. And it's so unfortunate. LG, if Mateta leaves Palace, would Palace look at Swansea striker Vipotnik? Not for me. No, I don't think Vipotnik's a player that Palace would look at. I don't even know. Do you hate Gabriel? I've seen you call him insults. What insults have you seen me call him? Oh, Kinski's just been clattered there and Brobby's just shoved him into the keeper. Tell you what, Brobby on a yellow card. I tell you what, do you know what? If he does shove him into the keeper here. Oh, do you know what? I'll tell you something. I don't like that. On a yellow card, I think Brobby's a very lucky boy here. Brobby is a very, very lucky boy. That's not good, that, is it? That is really not good. There's two Spurs players. Well, there's one Spurs player, actually, who's running with the ball. He's shielding the ball. Brobby's behind him. He's got Kinski coming out to claim it. And as they all converge, Brobby just shoves him in the back. Just shoves him in the back, and he gets shoved straight into the goalkeeper. And honestly, I think the referee, on a yellow card, Brobby as well, he might well get sent off here. He isn't going to. The referee's not going to send him off. I'd have to go a while back to find the insults. I'm just going to go with constructive criticism of his embarrassing behaviour, diving. Well, it is though, is it? That's not an insult to say that he's been embarrassing. He has been embarrassing. Some of the dives and the way that he throws himself down. I mean, you could say it's clever, but it's definitely the dark arts, isn't it? It's definitely dark arts FC. Gamer Guru might want to sub Brobby while he's on a yellow doing that. Yeah, that wasn't pleasant. Was not pleasant at all. Spurs can't get a break. They've been unlucky most of the season. That is bad fortune for Spurs. I've got to say, I think today, irrespective of what happens, whatever the result is, Spurs have played okay. Spurs have done all right, and I just don't think for 1 second you'd look at that and say this is a bad performance, or even Sunderland. Sunderland don't deserve to be in front. Not for me. They've had a strike. It's a big looping deflection. It's gone in. On the balance of play, this is a very even game. Villa have just missed a sitter. And I don't even know, Gabriel makes me laugh how much he dives. Thanks for the gift. Cheers, Rubes. Gamer Guru makes me laugh how much Gabriel scores too. He does score a lot as well. Claydon, thank you for that, mate. Very kind of you. Appreciated. Just watching the goal back again here. Diarra picks it up on the right-hand side. Gives it into Mukiele. Mukiele cuts inside. Gets to the edge of the box. I actually think the shot's going wide. I think that might go down as a Van der Ven own goal maybe in the end. I mean, Sky Sports have credited it as a as a Mukiele goal, but it's just such a massive deflection from Van der Ven. It's got to be frustrating. Thank you very much, everyone. Really appreciate them, the gifts. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Rubes. Sunderland batter these trash cans. You're going down. If Kinski must come off, who goes in? I think they've got... Is it Austin? Is it Austin, the backup keeper for Spurs? Yeah. Yeah, the Brandon Austin. 27 years of age, Brandon Austin. He has played a couple of times for Spurs already this season. He played against... Was it Liverpool? Might have been Liverpool. I think he played against us, Brandon Austin. Romero's down as well. Unknown Wolf, as amusing as I find Spurs going down, it really wasn't unlucky. It really wasn't unlucky deflection, in all fairness. It wasn't. Of course it was. Has anyone seen Julius? Yeah, he does clatter into the keeper there. LG, Tottenham get relegated and Leicester get relegated to League One. What a season if it happens. Lucky boy, Brobby. It was unlucky. I thought that's what you meant. Kinski's got... He's got blood coming from his head. He's going to have to go off here. This is going to be a concussion sub. But I think Brandon Austin's probably going to come on. I'd be amazed if they decide to keep him on here, Tottenham. The goalkeeper's got blood gushing from his head. He's getting bandaged up now. But this we've seen with Karius in the Champions League final, haven't we? This is not a time where you want to take chances on concussion. Get the keeper off. Get young Brandon Austin on. I say young Brandon Austin. He's 27. Inexperienced Brandon Austin. Yerville says what's happened. There was a collision between Porro and Kinski, and Kinski's down with a rather nasty looking head injury. So he is possibly going to go off. I would imagine he will go off. As a goalkeeper, that's the last kind of person you want with blood gushing from their head. You need them to be focused and concentrating and not losing blood. Brian, today is the anniversary of the Titanic and it looks like Spurs are going down too. Too soon? Too soon for that? 1912, I know, but too soon maybe. Gamer Guru, knowing Spurs, they'll swap the keeper with the striker at this point. I don't think he's going to take him off. It looks to all, at this moment in time, I think if they were going to take him off, they would have just took him off and done this bandaging up and stitching up in the tunnel. Or in the dressing room. I don't think that's going to happen now. It looks like they're going to keep him on. Tight on the toffees, heading down Liverpool next week. Heading down Liverpool next week. I'm not sure what you mean, mate. Romero's going to have to go off. And he's very upset, I think. He is upset. He's crying. He's crying and coming off the pitch. He's not a happy boy. But he is coming off the pitch. Disappointment from Romero that he's got to leave his teammates. But maybe on a yellow card. Probably not the worst. Probably not the worst thing for Tottenham that they have to replace the centre-back. And Danzo's going to come on. Romero goes off in tears. But he's given everything. Shame to see. Tight on the toffees, Chelsea v United, Everton v Liverpool, Man City v Arsenal next week. Yeah, we'll be watching all of them. Tight on the toffees for the Merseyside derby. No, I won't be going to the Merseyside derby, mate. I don't go the game. I don't go the games full stop anymore. I've stopped going. No interest in going. Will not be going. Need a Napoli and a Villa goal. I tell you, a draw was the way to go with that Villa game, mate. A draw is absolutely the way to go. And I said 1-0 either way in this one. Low scoring. And now it's 1-1 to Forest and Villa. Sorry, 1-1 Forest Villa. 1-0 to Newcastle away at Selhurst Park. Romero's gone off, Colin. He's gone off. He's been subbed off. I think it looked like maybe a thigh injury, it looked like, or maybe a hamstring injury. Tight on the toffees, typical cop-ite. Hey, it's easy to get tickets for your games, lad. Dead easy to get tickets. Thomas Kettle, I'm a Newcastle fan. We're winning 1-0. You are indeed, yeah. And that really does take Newcastle. Well, I mean, you're still behind Sunderland, but you're within 2 points of 7th place Brentford. You're only 3 points off 6th place Chelsea. Key, do you think Newcastle will get European football? Well, you're not a million miles away. Like I said, there's still a long, long way to go. Spurs with a corner. Danzo. Sunderland get it away. Tears of joy as he's moving to Atletico Madrid next season. Colin, glad Kinski's okay. I thought that was concussion. Well, it might well still be. I don't know why you wouldn't just take him off the pitch. If there's put it this way, if there's a shot on target and Kinski can't quite gather it, or, he maybe dives a little bit too late and it goes in, the criticism that the manager will get here, not Kinski, the manager will get an absolute raft of criticism. It says, Key, Guardiola says if he doesn't win today, there is maybe no need for press conferences. It's over. Do you agree with him, or is this one of his mind games as usual? No, I absolutely agree with him. I think Arsenal will give City more chances, by the way. Arsenal will drop more points, but City have to go perfect. They have to win every game to have any chance. Tight on the toffees. Might not be next season. Yeah, that's because we're the people's club. We don't price our fans out. You're a very naive person if you think that the Everton owners don't operate in a very similar way to our owners. The only difference is they can't justify the fees that ours can. Everton owners have squeezed their fans quite a lot as well over the years, mate. Mashiri certainly did, and I'm sure the Free King group will be no different. Their prices. I've seen the prices actually. I've seen the prices of how much your food and drink and your stuff inside the stadium costs. By the way, let's not pretend Everton don't bleed their fans dry as well. There's been protests and discussions about that as well. We're better than Liverpool. We don't price our fans out. I've never heard such nonsense. Jellyfish De Zerbi is more like Zebedee managing the Spurs magic circus roundabout. No way back. Yeah, that was Mashiri. Nah, it's me again. You say that was Mashiri. The Free King group have done it as well. That boy Johnny, I'm calling it right now. Jack Grealish goes back to Everton for 35 mil. 35 mil. If they pay 35 mil for a player over 30 with a massive injury issue, I would be astonished. Absolutely astonished. CB12, if both City and Arsenal keep dropping points, we might see a more interesting title race. Listen, I don't fancy City to go 8 games unbeaten. Or 8 games 100% win. I can't see that happening. That is basically what needs to happen. And for that reason, I still think Arsenal win the league. But the way Arsenal are playing at the minute, I don't know where their next win's coming from, because they've got some difficult games coming up. Newcastle are starting to come into form. They play them soon. They've got City next week. City have been brilliant recently. You look at Arsenal's next fixtures. City, Newcastle. They've got to go to West Ham. West Ham are flying. And they need points. Sunderland in the area. Good claim from Kinski. Well done there. Yeah, and they've got to go away to Palace as well. There's only a few games on paper that I look at for Arsenal. I think the Fulham game at the Emirates, the Burnley game at the Emirates, and maybe the Palace game at Selhurst Park, because Palace might have a Europa Conference League final to worry about by that point. So I think those 3 games are all really kind of done. But West Ham away, Newcastle at home, City away, those 3 games is what it hinges on. If they drop points in 1 or 2 of them, Oh, yeah, City could be well on for it. That boy Johnny, Everton will definitely do that. The transfers just never make sense in terms of fees, like you said. No game is a guarantee for Arsenal at the minute. We've been shit sporting in the Champions League. Well, yeah, listen, 1-0 still not a decisive scoreline in the Champions League, is it? We'll be there. We'll be there for that. Hey, good to see you, Reggie. Broken verdict, Forest are battering Villa. How are they not winning? Come on, Forest. Come on, Forest. Ball switched over to the right-hand side. Here's Luca 9. Sir, ever since Arteta came, we won more in one since Arsenal in 6 years. Don't worry what Liverpool do. Thing is, listen, it might well be that Arsenal win as much as we do this season. And if that's the case, then it'll be more humiliating for them than it will be for us, put it that way. But that said, I still think they'll win the Prem. And to be honest, even if they win the Prem, it's getting to the point where there's been that much like water under the bridge. There's Arsenal fans who still want him sacked, even if they win the Prem. It's astonishing. It's a really astonishing set of circumstances. Ian, if Spurs go down, does De Zerbi go or stay? He's already answered that. Yeah, they've asked him, and he said no matter what happens, I'll be the Tottenham manager next year. So it's already kind of been played out that he's going to stay with them in the Championship. Fair play. Liam, I'd be surprised if Arsenal lose to Newcastle. We've been pretty shit. Well, you've done well recently. You've picked up, obviously, the Sunderland game aside. I thought you was really good at home against Barcelona. You're playing well against Palace today. You've started to pick up some decent wins. Newcastle, Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. You beat United, of course. So maybe against the big sides, you've actually done quite well. Sunderland, oh, unlucky. Yeah, you've done well when you've played Chelsea, Barcelona, Man United. You've done all right in them games. Unfortunately, you threw it away in the derby. City of Northville, have you been managing to still get 8 hours of sleep knowing Liverpool have to come into Old Trafford and try and face down United in that absolute fortress? That fortress Old Trafford, yeah. Goodness gracious me. Is that fortress Old Trafford where Brighton knocked you out the FA Cup? That wasn't that long ago, was it? Fortress Old Trafford. Christ, Wolves got a draw there. And do you know what? You say Fortress Old Trafford, but Palace got beat there and absolutely deserved to win. 1,000,000% deserved to win. Bournemouth got a draw there. Plenty of teams have gone Old Trafford and got something this season. I'm not concerned by that. We'll do it. We'll do United there. Reggie says ref has been shite today. Spurs unfortunate. Not that I mind that all that much. And Ahmed, if City drop points today and wins the game in hand, Arsenal game, it'll be 2 or 3 points gap with 5 left. Everything's still possible. Well, yeah, if they win their 2 games in hand and beat Arsenal, they are level on points. But they have to win their 2 games in hand and beat Arsenal. That's going to be the difficult thing. Mateta's just scored for Palace, so it's 1-1. Tyreek Mitchell setting it up. Dat boy Johnny, do we think Carrick should get the United job? He's done well enough, but would it be a mistake? Do we think he should get the job? If it was me, no. Will he get the job? Yes. Will that be a mistake? Yes. They have to give Michael Carrick the job now. They haven't got a choice. They absolutely have to give it to him. So he will get the job. Of that, I am certain. Michael Carrick gets the United job. And I think it'll be a massive mistake for United. Sunderland ball in. Cleared away. Sunderland play it out wide. 10 minutes to go. Can Spurs get an equaliser? An equaliser at least gives them some semblance of a positive result. Just not another defeat. But it's still very unfortunate, isn't it? I've got to feel I feel really sorry for Spurs. It's a very difficult place to come, the Stadium of Light. Lots of teams have struggled here this season. But then, ironically, the last 3 teams to come here all won. Liverpool were the first team to do it this season. The last 3 teams to come and play at the Stadium of Light all won. But it's a difficult place to come. Epic handle name, if we come in second and Tottenham go down, let's just say I won't be crying. And broken verdict, Carrick should not get the job. Tired of ex-players coming in, watch United on TV or in the stands. City of Northville, no, I don't think he should get the job, but everyone is pushing it with the money we won't spend and Champions League, he will be on the ropes by the winter window. Exactly, that's it. That's exactly it. Mukiele's coming off. That strike, look at it. It's going wide. It's going wide before it hits Van der Ven, bounces up, sends the keeper the wrong way, and the goal puts Sunderland in front at the moment. That is the one that is separating the 2 sides. Dennis, thanks for you, mate. No way of hearing here. Hey, no worries, mate. I'll always be here every single day. Mukiele's had a decent game. He's a very good player. I like him a lot. Jellyfish, Carrick deserves it. He knows the club and pressure, and Liverpool fans hate it because he's ripping it up. Plus, no one else except Iraola, as every manager is tied up. I mean, I don't think he does deserve it. I don't think he deserves it. What? Because he's come in and got a tune out of players by putting him in a lineup that's what they were always geared for anyway. In the area, claim for a penalty. It's a dive. He's not even claimed for it. He fell down. And I think if he'd have looked at the ref, I think the ref would have given him a yellow for diving there. Started this season off not minding Arsenal winning the league. Now seeing how delusional their fans can be and really don't want it. Broken verdict, I will give it to Carrick, though. He is better than Ollie. I mean, you say that, but, you know, Ollie was doing it across Europe as well at the time. You know, I feel like Ollie, the vibes around United when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was there were a lot stronger than they are now under Michael Carrick. Man United are a train wreck. They've spent over $1 billion on players since Fergie left and can't win nothing. It's beautiful to see. Egypt Tomicus, how you going, mate? Good to see you. Sir Broken Ollie, first time at United, did what Carrick did and look what happened there. Very true. Swifty, if Carrick finishes third, it would be scandalous to not give him another season. And that is exactly why he will stay. Because of the fact that he's got that 3rd place or even 4th place or whatever United end up finishing. If he gets them in the Champions League, they have to give him the job. There's just no way they can't give him the job. Because whoever they gave it instead of him, Carrick, the shadow of Carrick, would be looming behind them all season. The fans would all be giving him sticks saying, oh, we should have just give it to Carrick. Why didn't we give it to Carrick? It'll be exactly the same as when we appointed Hodgson, even though all the fans wanted Dalglish. They have to give it to Carrick. They have to now see this through. Xavi Simon's coming on here now for Tottenham in the last 5-10 minutes. Ryan, can you compare West Ham and Spurs fixtures and debate what's the toughest on paper? I don't think it matters, mate. Honestly, you can't really say what does and doesn't matter on paper when teams go away, you know, play top teams at home and they're getting points. West Ham getting results against United. You know, a banging form United side went to West Ham and probably should have lost. So you can't really compare fixtures. It just doesn't matter. You just got to see what happens on the day. Epic handle name. Is the delusional Arsenal fan stereotype just AFTV? Listen, I don't know. I just think all fans of all clubs have got some delusional fans online. Let's just say that. Broken verdict, the manager market is dead though, Key. Again, I don't want Carrick. Saying we haven't won anything is crazy. Arsenal spent 1 billion in 6 years and literally have nothing. We won a Europa, a few FA Cup and a League Cup. No, listen, I didn't say that. I didn't say that, by the way. I agree. In United's banter era, let's call it that, you've won far more than other clubs in the fantastic era, you know? So, no, I'm not throwing that shade. Should you have maybe done a bit more than with the money been spent? Yeah, probably I think you should have done. It's been wasted. Bored binge watcher, football's coming Stoke. Egyptonicus, Arteta and his men are driving me crazy, but this title is still in our hands and I have full belief in the boys. Hopefully we can get over the line in these last few games. Yeah, staggering over the line at the end, isn't it? Mystic MMA, as a Tottenham fan, I really like our squad. I think we have the talent to get a point away at Accrington Stanley. Tottenham will be fine. I still think Tottenham will be okay. There's 4 minutes of added time left in this one. 4 minutes of normal time plus added time. Ball in, should be. Oh, nearly 2-0 Sunderland. Robbie claiming a penalty. I don't think you're going to get it for that. United football, all fans of all clubs may have delusional fans, but it seems 75% of Arsenal's fan base are completely delusional. Liam Vernon, Key, I still don't get why we sacked Ruben Amorim. You sacked him because he refused to do what the board instructed him to do, which is play 4-4-2. He was hired on the understanding that he plays 5 at the back. That's how he plays, right? And he said, I'll play 5 at the back. I'll play my way. You sign me the players to play my way. They went out and signed some players who play that system. And it takes a bit of time because they had a lot of players who maybe they didn't necessarily need, who didn't fit that system. That's why Bruno Fernandes ended up playing a lot deeper. But yeah, Ruben Amorim got sacked because of what he said, not necessarily because of anything to do with his results. If he'd have kept his mouth shut, he'd probably still be United manager now. Watch Stamford Bridge erupt when Haaland makes it 4-0. Oh, off the line from Spurs. Spurs clear it away. James Bullen, is Villa draw a good result for Liverpool? Of course it is, yeah. We've gained 2 points on them today. So we're 3 points now off Villa and we've still got to play them. EXE, I hate all the new Arsenal fans and AFTV have ruined the club's reputation. I am 40 plus years with Arsenal. What I would say is, this is from someone who speaks to fans of all different fan bases. I don't think it is just an Arsenal thing. I think it's a football fan thing. Arsenal get a bad rap, but you know there's bad football fans of all clubs. There really is. It's just people. But I will say that Arsenal fans have maybe they've written, their mouths have written some checks that their players can't cash. That is what we're now seeing with Arsenal fans. There's a little bit of a, what if we don't quite get the title, and they've mouthed off all season. There's a little bit of that. City of Northville says Amorim also said he didn't want to join till the summer, but he wasn't back with players, not patience. Amorim is a ton better than the narrative claims. Exactly, I liked him. I quite liked Amorim. I also thought he dealt with the media really well. It's quite prickly, but he defended. He was exactly the sort of manager, dare I say, if Liverpool were to get rid of Arne Slot, and I really don't want us to. I don't think we will, by the way, but I really don't want us to. I want us to show that patience with him. Ruben Amorim style of manager is a lot more of what I would want for Liverpool. I don't want a Xabi Alonso and I don't want a Luis Enrique. I want someone with a bit more charisma and someone with a little bit more... I don't know. So yeah, just I thought the way that he dealt with the media was always really, really good. And I also thought he made some really brave and bold decisions that were in United's favour. I thought him dropping Kobbie Mainoo, things like that, was a smart move. I don't think Kobbie Mainoo's a good player, personally. I don't think he's a United player, put it that way. I think United need better than Kobbie Mainoo. If United are going to try and compete at the top end next season, Kobbie Mainoo can't be starting for him. That's my humble opinion. I could well be wrong. I don't think he'll go the World Cup. I don't think he starts for Man United next season. If he does, I've got it all wrong. If he does and United are in the top 4, then I've got it all wrong. But I don't rate Kobbie Mainoo at all. Ben, how can you want charisma but advocate for Slot to stay? Slot has got charisma. Slot's quite a charming fellow when you listen to him. Unless you've already got a narrative and it's a bit of confirmation bias. If you're trying to see things to fit a certain narrative, then you'll maybe look at things he said and go, oh, that's not really... But there's things... He's a little bit cheeky. He's a little bit cheeky, Arne Slot. I quite like it. But I'm not necessarily saying that he is charismatic or more charismatic than like a Mourinho or an Amorim or anyone like that. I'm just saying if we did move him on, then I would like someone with a bit more front, a bit more guile when it comes to dealing with the media. Ball whipped in. Porro drops it. Oh, keeper had an absolute howler there. And he got away with it. There's 11 minutes of added on time here. Porro whips the ball in. Palace have scored against Newcastle. Oh, Palace 2, Newcastle 1. Are you on for City Chelsea? I am, yes. I absolutely am. Palace now are going to go above Newcastle themselves. And now Newcastle are 4 points. 4 points behind Sunderland, assuming they win this one, the Mackhams. The city of Northfield, Liverpool, would actually back someone like Amorim. The fans are somewhat more reasonable too. Liverpool fans, you must be joking. We've got some right divvies following us at the minute. Oh. Scouseby, I do agree with the disconnection. Doesn't seem to have that connection with the fan base. Who's Slot? That's what I'm saying. I think I would want someone who can maybe control the fans a little bit better. Because the fans, as football fans, I think we are all quite fickle, aren't we? We're all quite fickle. And, you know, the manager, he's maybe not been as blessed with the charisma that Jurgen Klopp had. But yeah, I think that is what a lot of the fans have got the issue with. It's not actually anything to do with results. It's nothing to do with style of play. A lot of it, for a lot of them, not everyone, but a lot of fans, it's just the fact that he's not, you know, he doesn't live in the city. He doesn't fist pump the crowd. He doesn't hug the players. He's picked a fight with Mo Salah. And for some fans, that's like a terminal issue. Scouseby, yeah, like Klopp had that connection, we adored him. Exactly. Yeah. And you know, I'm not underestimating that, but I don't think it's something that the manager can kind of control. The manager's responsible for on-field stuff, and I don't think it's fair or justified that he gets judged for how the fans feel about him. Egyptonicus says, I saw a Liverpool fan saying that current Salah is better than Rafinha. Yeah, no, that's not the case. Broken verdict, YouTube with 19-second unstoppable ads. Absolute not on me, mate. Not on me. I have ads very, very low roll over here. Very, very low. Epic handle name, Fickle, try bipolar. Well, maybe a little bit of that as well. I'm telling you, there's Liverpool fans who want Arne Slot out now. If we beat PSG on Tuesday, right? They want it. There was Liverpool fans who came out after the game yesterday and said things like, well, I don't care if we won. I still want him gone. And I was saying to him, like, lads, just enjoy the win. Just enjoy the result. Christ, what's up with you? Fucking hell. Just enjoy the game. Having a go at the manager when we've just won 2-0. Clean sheet, played really well. And now, I'm telling you, if we win on Tuesday night, there'll be some Liverpool fans it'll become fashionable to back the manager again. And there'll be a big cross-section of Liverpool fans who hated him, who will go and post on social media and say things like, he's had a lot of stick recently, and some of it was deserved, but he got everything right tonight when it really needed to be. My manager. Things like that. They'll do that, and you'll see it. There'll be big accounts that'll tweet that stuff. Great recruitment from Sunderland. Sunderland on the right-hand side here. Terrible pass. There's only 5 minutes left here for Tottenham to get anything back in this one. Broken verdict. Yeah, nothing to do with UK. YouTube's embarrassing. I'm sorry, mate. I wish I could control it, but I can't. Tight on the toffees. Newcastle fall off from the last few years is crazy. Good result, that, for 3-star for Forest. Very good result for you, lads. And good result for us that Villa haven't won. So we've gained 2 points back. Spurs strike! Oh, big save! Pedro Porro, good effort. And a big save from Riffs, which puts it over for a corner. Ben, I don't think that'll happen, Key. He's very unpopular with most of the fan base. I don't think it's most. I think the vocal majority want him out. Social media-wise. But I think there's a lot of Liverpool fans I speak to who understand that it's a sight. I also think the club do. From what Slot said, they're all kind of aligned, aren't they? That the club, they understand that it's a cyclical thing and they expect peaks and troughs and this is the end of a cycle and the club expected that. Porro's just skied it over the bar. They've only got 4 minutes left. Not long at all. Yasmin loves me. Hi, just sub. Did you know you look like Alexander Isak? I do a little bit, yeah. I've had that before a few times. Alexander Isak, very much so. That boy Johnny, so with all of the idea that Maresca will get the City job when Pep leaves this summer. Hope so. I hope so. I think he'd be a poor manager choice for City, but he will go there, won't he? Ben, a win against PSG wouldn't pull back in those that don't believe in him. We've seen too much this year. Well, I'm telling you, I think he'll be Liverpool manager next year. So those people need to get back on board with him very, very quickly. Because I think he's going to get the same, as an absolute minimum, he should get the same, he should get afforded the same opportunity that Brendan Rodgers did. Brendan Rodgers didn't win a league, spent a load of money, he got given another chance, and then he was sacked in the October. Arne Slot has won a league. He did something that Rodgers didn't, and he's also had far worse extenuating circumstances than Rodgers ever had to cope with. And an absolute minimum, FSG gave Rodgers the season. They gave him the summer. They gave him the summer, and I think they'll give Slot the summer. I think they absolutely should as well. Key looks like Jokeres. Mystic MMA, who manages Newcastle next year? Well, if Eddie Howe is leaving, who manages Newcastle? Hey, that's a good question. What about Ruben Amorim? We've just been talking about him. I wonder if that'll be a good appointment next year. Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim to Newcastle. What do we think? Right, so 2 minutes left for Spurs. I think they probably deserve a point here based off what we've seen today. I think a point is maybe deserved for Spurs, but whether they're going to get it or not is another matter altogether. Joe, nah, I'm all right. Time's up for Howe. I don't think Joe would subscribe to that. Joe would still... You're very much still Eddie Howe in, aren't you, mate? You're like me. We back our managers. Back the manager. Liam says Slot, when he gets sacked, will go to Newcastle. Listen, if Arne Slot does get let go, and I don't think he will, but if he does, he'll be in a top job again before long. He's a very good manager. Joe, he can go, Key. Oh, really? You've turned on him now? Allegri to Newcastle. I'd love to see Max Allegri in the Prem. I wouldn't mind Allegri at Liverpool if we did move on a manager. Max Allegri's a good manager. Kolo Muani, ball in, cleared away by Sunderland. They've only got about 60 seconds left to hang on, but they've given the ball away in the area. Spurs stood the ball up. Whoa, claim for a penalty. No, you're not getting that one. Good doggy. Back to the edge of the box. You do look like Elise. Only when I've got my hair braided. Ball whipped in. Far post. Claim for a free kick, and the free kick's been given, and I think that's going to be it. I think Solanke's foul there has just caused... That's the end of it, you know. Red and White Army. Will you still be doing watch-alongs when you're playing in the Championship? I think you've misunderstood the assignment there, haven't you, Cock? I'm not a Spurs fan. City of Northville. Amorim would be a better replacement for Glasner when he leaves Palace, since they already are used to playing that system. Maybe Benitez back to Newcastle. Could be. Joe, we've had 3 weeks to prepare for this, and Palace have played on Thursday night. Plus, if players want to leave in the summer, so be it. It might be a big old overhaul for Newcastle in the summer. Referee's about to blow up here. Sunderland 1, Tottenham 0. If you haven't already, please make sure you've left a like and a subscribe if you've not already. We're going to be live straight after this in just a moment for Chelsea and Man City. I am going to be live for that one. I've got that down at 4:10 start. So 8 minutes I'll be live for Chelsea and City. The live should redirect you over there. If you're watching on TikTok, you need to click up here. You need to click follow. You need to like. Well, you don't need to like, to be honest. Just follow. Just follow. I'll be live again in 8 minutes. We'll watch the City game together. City-Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Come on, City. We're all City for this one, aren't we? But yes, thank you everyone in the chat. I really appreciate you. Let me just get the old full time sorted there. It is full time. Sunderland 1, Tottenham 0. Difficult result that for Spurs to take, given the goal and the way that it's gone in. They're 2 points behind West Ham now, 3 points behind Forest, 3 points behind Leeds. Starting to look really scary for Tottenham, isn't it? But I still think that was an improved performance from them today. There's positivity to take from it. If you're a Spurs fan, I've got to say, as a neutral, I thought you deserved something out of this game today, and a point away at Sunderland wouldn't have been a bad result at all. It's a very much improved performance. I've seen more today from Spurs than I've seen from them in months. And I think this is a really positive start for the De Zerbi reign. I hope the fans don't get too carried away with the fact that it's a defeat and a big deflected goal, and don't let the result distract you from the performance, because the performance was better, I think. But we'll do all of the post-match stuff. We'll talk about all that in the Chelsea City game, which is coming up in 7 minutes' time. If you've not already, do us a favour, hit like as you're leaving, and I'll see you in about 7 minutes. Take it easy. Have a good day. Ta-ra.